Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 3, where we are currently chilling. At the very beginning of last episode, capitulated to the French Empire. All we ended up giving up was a little bit of war reparations, which I'm not too concerned about. We did end up getting Sweden in that war, so that is all relatively good. We're making a decent amount of money right now, and we're going to have our debt paid off fairly soon. We're not really in a position to drop our taxes at this time, but we are expanding our barracks, and we need to work on our economy a fair amount as well. We only have transportation input shortages right now. I just started up the game. This might update. We'll see. So we'll tick forward here, and we'll give it like a week tick. I think we have other issues economically. No, apparently. Okay, good to know. So I want to check through these and make sure they all have at least some form of leadership. 260, 96, 192, 240. Yeah, that should all be fine for now. Now, this is not our final amount that we're going to be going for. I want to be clear about that. This is very much not. We might as well toss in an extra unit of conscripts here, but to be honest, I kind of want to just get rid of our conscripts right now. That was a kind of desperation move that I don't think was ever going to pay off. So for the time being, we're just going to disband all of these conscripts, and we're going to say no conscripts for any of our armies right now. Now, we are working on professional army, and we would be very, very happy to get that. We're also letting our infamy drop down a bit here before we do too much else. So we're definitely in a bit of a chill period. We want to have our war reparations go away. The real question is how long on that, and I really wish that this war reparations tooltip said how long that was going to be for. It's a duration of 60 months, so it's overall 5 years. So is that like for the duration of our truce? Maybe. We've got 25 months left on the truce. We'll see how that goes. For the time being, of course, we are working on getting all of these barracks completed. Now, these barracks in the Greater Caucasus are going to be a little bit lower construction efficiency, and we might want to consider China sided with Prussia in a diplomatic play. Okay, good luck getting there. For now, we might want to consider moving the barracks in Perm up above. So it doesn't really matter if we do that now. So Novgorod as well. All of these do not have any reduced construction efficiency, and that'll just buy us a little bit of time in the Greater Caucasus to let our construction efficiency improve. Why is our construction efficiency low here, actually? Hang on. Taxation capacity is good. It's mostly just the Caucasus mountain range, so that's actually not going to improve. Okay, that is noted. We'll still delay it. Seems okay. So we're going to get these barracks done fairly quickly. Ooh, we hit a second setback here. Actually, we just got a setback. Nothing else. Okay. Well, that's a little bit bad luck to get that twice in a row, because we have a 58.3% chance. So it's slightly below average luck, but it's not super shocking. That's absolutely fine. The gentry are going to be upset about this, so we really want to get professional army passed before the gentry are no longer upset. And at this point, our interest is going to be gone imminently. Absolutely imminently. So that looks great. We're definitely going to be interested in getting all of these barracks finished up. I'm also potentially interested in investing in some additional construction sectors. And the question is how many? 17.6k in diplomatic pact, right? And if we go here and drop this down, that's right now about 26k. Now, these numbers are constantly in flux, and so that makes this kind of difficult. But that means that we're going to be at, what, about 38,000, 39,000, something like that? Which means, in theory, we can put about 13,000 into construction sectors. Okay, and we're currently at minus 3.58. So, assuming these numbers are accurate, 13 divided by 3.58 is approximately 3.6. I'm going to go with 4. We're going to get these construction sectors done. Those are top priority. Getting that completed is going to be a very big deal. And also, in that time, our economy will grow, so we'll see what it ends up looking like. But I definitely want to get some construction sectors online here, because we're not constructing very fast, to be honest. Our construction speed is quite slow. And we'll see what this does for us in terms of other shortages or expensive goods. But for now, this will be reasonably fine. We can take a look at what our constructions are currently costing. Mostly iron, which is not shocking. What is the current price of iron? I really wish that it would show us in that screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Minus 6%? Okay, that's not too bad. So when we look at the market price overall, steel is at plus 61%, coal is at 60%, engines are at 35%. So I kind of do want to put in a motor industry. This would be in Moscow. And yes, I see that that's currently considered negative. I also want to put in a single coal mine in Moscow. And the other one was steel mill. And that would go into, honestly, Moscow as well. I'd like it to go into Saratov because of economy of scale, but Moscow will eventually scale up to that level. Now, these construction sectors are still the top priority. Let's get those finished. Okay. And then we're going to get to work on these industries, and I do want to get these barracks complete. So let's move these two up for right now, and it'll be something like this. We'll get these economic buildings done soon enough. We don't have to get these buildings completed super quick. What happens with professional army here? It passes to consideration. Okay. I kind of would have preferred a debate there, but whatever. Greece wants to enter into a defensive pact with us. If only there was a way to diplomatically make them our protectorate. They would not accept this. Okay. They're not offering us an obligation, so I'm not going to do it. So Belarus, we no longer have any of that from, right? Yeah, they're just allied with Poland, and they have a defensive pact with Lithuania. Okay, sure. That seems fine. So for the moment, we are making a small amount of money, a very small amount of money, but that is to be expected. That's pretty much exactly what we're looking to do, is not make all that much money. I want to put our finances primarily into construction at this time. And that is indeed the exact goal. So professional army is going to pass eventually, right? Well, we hope it is. The gentry are very opposed to it, but for now, I'm not too concerned about the gentry. They seem to be okay. We're not too concerned about them at all. We're going to get general staff in 6 months, and that is going to be a significant boost to our army power projection, which is currently 5,562. If we compare that to France, that's 7880. They're definitely higher. If we compare that to Britain, 6793. I think France probably has the highest power projection in the world right now. Most likely. France is doing pretty well. So 7885 would be our target then. So like 8,000. Honestly, we're going to be pretty close to that once our tech catches up. So that'll be reasonably fine. We're going to be continuing to work on these barracks, of course, as well. And they're not going to take all that long. Then we're going to be working on the railways. And then the government administrations are queued up there as well. But we can see that we did carve off like maybe 20% of our construction queue time there, which is good. We're definitely happy with that. Wow, professional army just passed into adoption. That makes up for the bad rolls that we had at the beginning, because those are very good rolls. I like it. That's great. We see a fertilizer plant and a rye farm being built in our private construction. For the moment, that's fine. I don't mind that in the slightest. We're going to see our GDP steadily creeping upward. We're not at our peak yet. Keep in mind, this up here was not our peak. That was when we released these nations at the beginning of the game as part of the rules of this game. So our peak is actually, if we look at our GDP, our actual peak is about here. And we're very close to our peak at this point. So that's great. Things are definitely progressing on that front. Low maximum organization on our Navy. That's definitely noted. I'm going to disband this navy, and this navy is stationed at the Baltic HQ. We probably... Okay, we have too many capital ships here. Noted. So how many do we need to have? It's impacted due to having more capital and support vessels combined than it has light ships. Okay, so the capital ships and the support vessels, which we can't have any support vessels right now, are 13 plus 6, which means that we need at least 20 frigates, which means that we need 18 additional naval bases here. So that's fine. We can definitely queue up 10 here and then 10 here. And then I'm going to hop back in over here. I'm going to drop this down to... Hang on. This needs to be only plus 8. No, we need 20 in total. Yes, I believe we need plus 20 in total. No, we need a total of 20. I can't do math. Fantastic. That's absolutely great. We need a total of 20 here because this is going to be 19. So, where are these recruiting from? So we have plus 10 in the construction queue. So we can move these up, right? Absolutely. Do these exist in the construction queue? Not that I know of. But the naval bases will be very quick, much like the barracks. So we'll just get those done, and we'll get our army, or rather our navy, just a little bit better here. We've got too many capital ships. No doubt about that. So let's get that solved. That'll be absolutely fine. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with those constructions. We could simply bring this back. I don't know where those actually are. And then that means that we can bring this down to simply 14 for the moment. So that will remove a lot of this construction, which is fine for now. We'll almost certainly want to further expand our fleet. But for the moment, we're negative financially, and I'm not too concerned about doing that further. Okay, that looks good. So, are we going to get professional army straight through here? No, but we did get a law debate success, so it bumps up to 29%. That's cool. Does that come out of the... It came out of the debate. Okay, yeah, that's expected. That is reasonably expected. So we're going to be done with our naval bases very, very soon here. 4 weeks in total. In fact, it'll probably be... No, it'll be 4 weeks. I was going to say it'll probably be less than that, but this is constructing at full speed, so that's absolutely fine. Looks good. We are working on barracks again. Excellent. And we're recruiting up these battalions. Mostly our problem right now is tech, and we're about to finish general staff, which is going to be very, very good. We have about a week left on that. That'll be done very, very soon. Should be this next week tick. Yes, there we go. So general training for barracks and for the conscription centers have now been unlocked, and we get access to skirmish infantry. That is a very, very big deal. At this point, I don't feel like we really need all that much production or society tech for right now. And I feel like we should continue to focus on our military tech, perhaps something like field works. Army defense is pretty decent. Rifling is coming through for us already. We could go for triage, which honestly would go a long ways towards helping that manpower issue that we had previously. That would take 35 months, as would fieldworks. I think for the moment, we'll grab triage. And we do need to hop into our armies, all 4 of them. Oh, they automatically switched over to skirmish infantry. But these need to be upgraded. Okay, gotcha. So these are going to be upgraded to skirmish infantry. Which, skirmish infantry, is there any reason to keep some units at line infantry and have some at skirmish infantry? I know in that time period that's how they actually did it. But, is there any reason whatsoever for us to do that? No. The answer is no. Skirmish infantry are just better as long as we can keep up with the upkeep. Okay, so that looks good. We'll get that underway. How long do those take to upgrade, I wonder? Looks like we go for like 7 per week. Okay, that seems fine. No major issue there. Obviously, we do have an ammunition input goods shortage because we require ammunition for skirmish infantry. Given the fact that we only have one ammunition plant right now, that's not shocking. I'm going to queue up an ammunition plant, and we'll see how bad this ammunition shortage ends up getting. Ammunition is quite expensive right now, and that's not shocking. So we'll just let these guys convert over, and we'll find out what that ends up being. Now, in terms of these here, I'm guessing this probably works the same, where we want these to be equivalent, these added together to be equivalent to our number of infantry. I'm guessing that works the same. I know that I've seen that there are too many in some of these previously, so I'm guessing it works the same way as the naval system. But I don't know that for a fact. China wants a defensive pact. We declined that. We are interested in attacking China. So this is converted over to 8, or actually this is almost entirely converted to skirmish infantry now. Yeah, that looks good. We got a debate here. Minus 20% enactment time. Let's go. I like it. So obviously the skirmish infantry is expensive. No doubt about that. That said, I think we have all of these converted over to skirmish infantry now. That is true. And we can look at this and see 7359. That's definitely close to France. It's not entirely there, but we're still working on it. Now, ammunition is still a shortage. No, it isn't. Ammunition is still expensive. Noted. So how much do we produce per munitions plant? Also, our munitions plant in Moscow and in Eastern Norway and in Estonia are scaling up. Definitely noted. Also, these are certainly more expensive. So 19.5k is a little bit rough, no doubt about it. We can build up a little bit of debt here. What do we have subsidized? We have a railway subsidized right now? I feel like maybe we shouldn't have railways subsidized. Buildings, development, railway. I'm going to unsubsidize these railways for right now. That'll save us some money, but we might run into some issues from that. I don't expect major issues at this moment, but perhaps eventually. Okay, 17.2k seems decent because our diplomatic pact is 17.9k. Crystal glass has been finished up, so we can now have crystal glass for our glassworks. Is that a benefit for us? Not currently, because the price of lead is going to skyrocket. Noted. Okay, we're going to need to build at least one lead mine. And so we've got that underway. In the meantime, of course, we're continuing to build these barracks. And our finances are going to be a little bit on the grim side for a bit here. We do definitely need to get our... Okay, this stalled. That's rude. But we did get 3 good rolls in a row there, so I guess we'll take it. For now, I want to check in on the diplomacy here and see this truce is up in 8 months. Okay. So the war reparations, I think, will be up then as well. That will go a long ways towards dealing with this deficit, although it won't entirely solve it, and we are continuing to expand our military for a little while here. So that's definitely going to be a little grim. Oh, we never swapped over to general training. Noted. So that's more expensive, but it will boost our training rate, which is actually very, very important. Okay, so our finances are a little grim. Market access in Norland is low, and we probably want to do something about that. This is going to be because we dropped the subsidies on the railway, almost certainly. Yes, that is indeed the reason. Okay, we'll get that going. Oh, City of Plenty, indeed. We could definitely get some upper and middle strata pops becoming more loyalist. We are seeing our radicalism slowly drop at this time. So that looks good. I'm interested in checking in to see how we're doing on our incorporations. So there's a lot of states down over here that are still being incorporated. 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, 17 months. There's some out over here, 17 months. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely making solid progress. I like it. So we're going to continue to finish up these munitions plants. We aren't seeing a shortage of munitions or lead at this time. It's a transportation shortage. Okay. Once our diplomatic pact goes away, which should be in just a couple of months here, this is going to be a significant gain for us financially. So I'm not too concerned about our current deficit. There is going to still be some small amount of deficit there, to be clear. We might be able to get a consumption tax in here on glass to help offset that. Sure. Ooh, we hit another setback here. We're down to only 13% chance of success here. This is why I would have preferred to build up a higher success chance before cruising through. I feel like getting those 2 success rolls in a row was actually kind of bad for this. We'll see. We're going to finish up our lead mine right now, and our munitions plant in about 2 weeks. Our barracks overall are going to be completed very, very soon. We can see the end of them now. The US declared a rivalry with us. Okay, for now that's okay. What I want to check right now, Prussia rivaled us, and the US did too. How strong is the US? Not very is the answer, so we like that. Ooh, the gentry are now suddenly very angry. This is because we did not succeed their petition. So that's going to reduce our authority by 20%. That puts us in authority deficit, which is not necessarily great. I want to check in on the gentry assembly here. So minus 14.97 from failed petition, that's going to tick down, right? Yeah, so that's just going to get better over time. However, yep, I thought so. They're going to radicalize over the professional army because we didn't get it passed before then. So the question is, can we get it passed before this revolution happens? We'll see. Our government is now illegitimate, and we can check to see what the best government we can do is. This is actually really close. So we might have to stop this inaction of professional army because of that. It's unfortunate that we didn't get there in time. We're very negative on our authority, so for the moment, I'm not too concerned about that. Although the -4 opposition interest group approval is interesting. What would that put the gentry assembly at right now? They're at -20. Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. We might have to back off on the professional army this time, which would be very, very unfortunate. But there's not a lot to do about that, in my opinion. The revolution will happen eventually if we don't stop it or pass it, and we're just hoping to pass it here before the revolution goes off. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll see about making the gentry assembly happy one way or another. They're very angry right now, but they will get over this. So that is okay. Our diplomatic pact is still there. That's basically our entire deficit right now. That should be over soon. Change Civil War progress by -10. Done. That'll buy us a little bit of extra time. Are we not actually passing this right now? April 10th. No, it's not moving. It is, in fact, stalled. Okay, so that's interesting. We were able to pass one before, but that is because there was a political movement for it. Right. So at this point, we can't actually pass this without the revolution. Thanks, Gentry Assembly. Well, we're just not going to build up the radicalism from it then. It is what it is, unfortunately, for right now. So we can't, I think, get the Gentry... Oh, we can get the Gentry Assembly back in government. Okay, so we're back to a righteous government. The Gentry Assembly is at -7. And keep in mind, that includes the -14.61 from failed petition. So we'll be able to try that again once that improves a little bit. It'll be like 2 years before we can try that particular law change again. But I do want to do it, for sure. Unfortunately, the timing just didn't work out that time. We're on dedicated police force right now, which is good. Other than that, there's not too much that we can change here. So, yeah, we're not going back to serfdom. Cool. For now, that seems relatively fine. We're still at -400 authority. That is, I believe, because the landed gentry are still kind of upset. Yeah, they're still considered unhappy. So for the moment, that's okay. We'll let them continue to tick. 14.45 from failed petition. Looks good. Yeah, that's continuing to tick down. So I was expecting at this point our war reparations to be up, but there's actually only 3 days left. 2, 1. Pharmaceuticals are unlocked. Okay, the war reparations are gone. That's fantastic. So at this point, we did just get pharmaceuticals, I believe. What did that actually unlock for us? I didn't look at that. Society. Pharmaceuticals is in here somewhere. Can we search for it? No. Okay. Presumably it's up over here. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So that unlocks private and public health insurance and gives us a max health system institution investment. Okay. Can we do any law changes to that end? We've already got charity hospitals, which I don't think we're going to get any better than. But we can bump up our health system, and I'm going to start working on that. Do we want to work up our law enforcement as well? At this point, yes, we do. So we can get that going. That will take up a fair amount of our bureaucracy, but we're going to be done with our barracks very soon, and we'll be working on those railways for a while, but we can always move government administrations up if necessary. Now, I want to check in really quickly on our infrastructure. Looks like we're fine across the board on that front. Okay, that looks absolutely excellent. So checking in on these here. These are at 30 skirmish infantry. And these are at 25. They are supposed to be at 50. Line infantry plus 5. And those are getting converted up. Okay. So this is going to be overall at 30, and then we would want to boost this up by an additional 20. Like that. And then this one is currently at 30 plus 24. I'm not sure where that plus 24 comes from, because I feel like we've already finished all of these barracks. But okay. Let's get these barracks moved up. They should finish up quite quickly. And there are these barracks here. And this one. Okay, let's get going on that. I want to get all of these up to be identically sized for right now. We're going to continue to expand our armies. I want to be clear about that. This is not the final state of our armies, but I want to get them up to be uniform for right now. I want to check in on this. This is still showing us too many, but we're still waiting on, I think, recruitment over here. So that seems reasonably fine for the moment. So this is at 50. This is at 30 plus 24. 1 plus 23. And I feel like this needs to be 19. Okay. And then this is at 25 plus 20 for 45 plus 5. Yep, that seems approximately correct. I think that's all correct. Excellent. So we'll let that continue to go for a little bit here. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see about starting to turn a profit again. I think a big part of that would be to simply... Well, authority doesn't affect that. These unrealized taxes would do the trick, though. That would definitely do the trick. Oh, hey, we're turning a profit. Okay, never mind. Cool. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods. Never mind, we're not. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.